If everything you need to survive can fit into a single bow, would you still dare to enter the forest? At Lake Eyasi, in northern Tanzania, the Hadzabe do exactly that every morning, in silence, with precision, without show, without GPS, without schedules, without a backup plan, relying only on tracks on the ground, the direction of the wind, and decisions that must be right from the very first moment. This story is not just about hunting. It speaks about something the modern world lacks more than ever. True sustainability does not lie in technology, but in discipline, community, and knowing what is enough. That day, the Hadzabe did not enter the forest with a specific target. For them, prey is not written on a list. It is written on the ground, in the wind, in tracks left only moments ago. That is their way. Then we encounter an animal many viewers, especially in the United States, may never have heard of. The aardvark, locally known as the earth pig, is not an ordinary wild animal. It is Africa's living excavation machine. A full-grown aardvark can dig burrows 5 to 6 meters deep, deep enough for an off-road vehicle to fall into. Normally nocturnal, the aardvark had been active even with the sun already high. The Hadzabe pointed to freshly turned soil, a clear sign that when the forest changes its rhythm, every creature must adapt. Without shouting or celebration, only quiet murmurs. One hunter whispers, "I see it." The animal falls, and they approach immediately to finish it decisively, ensuring it does not suffer. One final low sound. It is over. The large aardvark is lifted onto their shoulders. The group withdraws and stops in an open clearing, clearly a familiar meeting point after a successful hunt. Here, prey is not a trophy. It is a necessary part of life for hunter-gatherers, taking only enough to feed the entire group.
But the story does not end with food. One of the men points to the aardvark's tail and explains that when mixed with honey, it has traditionally been used as a folk remedy, especially for children suffering from headaches, colds, or mild fever. No one prepares the remedy at that moment, they simply explain it. As knowledge passed down through generations, this animal is not only food, but also carries healing value according to how they believe and live. The meat is not reserved for any specific group. It is shared with everyone, including women. The Hadzabe eat a lot of meat when meat is available. This is not indulgence, it is fuel after long days. There is no concept of dieting or eating for pleasure. Meat is necessary energy for survival. The camp dogs also receive their share. They are not just companions, but an essential part of hunting life. They guard, track, and protect the camp. If this journey felt meaningful to you, please support Have Travel so this story can reach more people. And subscribe to the channel to continue exploring stories where humans live with nature, not apart from it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tanzania, a land almost untouched by modern civilization, where the purest and most ancient forms of human survival in the wild still exist. The Hadzabe tribe, one of the last truly hunter-gatherer societies in Africa, is believed to have inhabited this region for over 50,000 years. They are the clearest living representation of the survival methods that shaped our earliest human ancestors. Without further delay, let us step through the gate of time and begin our journey into the past. This time, the tracks do not belong to wild boar, baboons, or antelope. The target they pursue is a powerful, mysterious, and rarely encountered creature, the African python, a giant reptile that sits near the top of the food chain. The bow is the most essential weapon in this hunt. It is crafted from the strongest flexible wood, and each string is tested and carefully tensioned to store maximum power. The python hunt begins with a mix of excitement and tension, a silent confrontation between humans and the wild. The Hadzabe hunters carefully study every trace left behind: flattened grass, broken branches, disturbed soil. After bringing down the massive python, the Hadzabe hunters carefully transport their prey back to camp, where they are greeted by joyful cries from the tribe. The entire community gathers around the fire as preparation begins, a ritual both practical and deeply rooted in ancestral communal life. The python is cleaned using traditional methods. Every part of the meat is divided for cooking, while the fat is fully utilized, not only for cooking, but also for preserving food and providing a valuable source of energy for several days.
Experienced hunters guide younger members, teaching them how to roast the meat over glowing embers or slowly cook it in clay pots, preserving its natural flavor and nutrients. When the food is ready, everyone gathers. Laughter, hunting stories, and tales of past generations blend with firelight and smoke, creating a warm and intimate atmosphere. This meal is not only about consuming prey, it is a moment of sharing, unity, and the transmission of survival knowledge between humans and nature. Across the vast savanna, where humans still live in rhythm with the breath of the earth, the Hadzabe hunt of the python does not end with a meal, but with a ritual that honors life itself. Every piece of meat roasted over glowing embers is a silent expression of gratitude to nature, both fierce and generous. In a modern world moving at a relentless pace, the Hadzabe continue to preserve this ancient breath of life, reminding us that true happiness can be as simple as living in complete harmony with nature, just as humanity once did at its very beginning.